Hey guys, Rob Reviews here, bringing you another awesome review for another really awesome episode of The Walking Dead. This is Season 1, Episode 2, Guts. So, this episode, of course, first aired in 2010, so it's quite an old episode, another Frank Darabont episode, so it is really prestige. So, first of all, let's go over the details of the episode. I'll just kind of run through the plot in as little detail as I can. So the opening scene, we see Laurie and Shane having sex, showing that they actually are in fact, she's technically having an affair, but at the same time she kind of thinks Rick's dead, so I guess it's kind of not. Glenn tells Rick, obviously, to escape the tank and how to escape the tank. He grabs a grenade and he heads out shooting the zombies along his way, gets to Glenn, they climb up the roof, and eventually meets Andrea, Morales, T-Dog and Jackie. Obviously Andrea sort of flips out, saying that we're dead because of this stupid asshole and all that. Eventually, they go to the roof and they find Merle shooting zombies. T-Dog confronts him, and Merle beats him up, being quite racially abusive to him. Rick eventually knocks out Merle, handcuffing him to the roof and gives him a talk down. It's pretty cool. We eventually then find out the camp that we saw last episode with Laurie, Carl, and Shane is actually connected to the Atlanta group, because obviously we see Dale on the radio with T-Dog. Or at least trying to talk to him. Basically, they eventually check out the sewers, and then figuring out it's a dead end. And they decide to actually gut a zombie and use the zombie's guts as camouflage. And Rick and Glenn head out slowly with the zombie guts on them, trying to get to this truck. But eventually, it actually begins to rain. The guts come off. And the zombies start to notice. Rick kills the zombies and they absolutely peg it. Getting over the fence, they get the truck. Eventually, Glenn gets into a Dodge Challenger. He drives off with using the alarm from the Challenger to actually divert all the zombies away. Rick goes and picks everyone up on the truck just in the nick of time. But as T-Dog goes to undo Merle's handcuffs, he actually drops the key down the drain, but he manages to lock him up and leave him up there on his own, but still leaving him up there. T-Dog escapes as well. They drive away, and then we figure Glenn is actually having the time of his life in the good old Challenger. So it's a pretty funny scene, where Glenn's, sort of screaming. It's a nice ending. Now, honestly, I like this episode for a lot of reasons. First of all, the minor detail with, like, Wayne, for example, who was the zombie that they gutted, it was a nice, sort of way to highlight that these people were, they used to be people, and it's kind of like the subtle detail that Frank Darabont used to actually put in the episodes. So it's nice to see things like that. I like them, as long as they're not done every episode. I like to see that kind of stuff. This episode was really fast-paced. There wasn't many slow parts, and the slow parts that we did get were necessary for character development, so I'm completely fine with it. I think they were really, really good. It was a pretty solid episode. Obviously, we got some new actors in this one, new characters. Really cool to see. I think their acting is spot on, and of course, these are characters who are going to be quite important, especially Glenn and Andrea. At least the others aren't too important to the story or too much, but Glenn and Andrea are very important, so it's nice. It was a very nice introduction to those two. And honestly, it was really suspenseful and even a tad scary at points, which I really, really like, especially the scene, where they're running away from the zombies, and the zombies are actually kind of running, which is something we don't tend to see in the later seasons. They're quite slow in the later seasons and not much of a threat. But yeah, really, really cool. It's nice to see the whole city thing. There were a few things here and there which I didn't like, but overall, I think the episode is probably a solid 9 out of 10. I know I gave the last one a 9 out of 10, but I just think this one is just as good, but it's not perfect. I don't think it's quite perfect yet. But yeah, I did like it. There was a few goofing errors and stuff like that, but of course you're always going to have that in the first couple seasons. So yeah, overall, brilliant episode, and I hope you enjoyed. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this, guys. That's my quick little sort of recap / review, where I just talk about it. Like I said, I will try and complete all 99 episodes of The Walking Dead before Season 8 returns, and then I will review Season 8 while the new episodes come, but I'm probably going to start doing other reviews as well. There's loads of TV shows I want to get on and review, so we'll have to see. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.